Welcome back, disc golf fans, to the 2025 Discraft's CCR Open, fueled by Great Lakes Disc, here in Holt, Michigan, for this Disc Golf Pro Tour Q-Series. We're at Burchfield Park. We're going to be at the River's Edge course today. Shout out to all of our Patreon supporters. My name is Chris German. We have PJ Barth in the booth for this A-tier event. How you feeling, bud?
Feeling great. Playing on a new course today. Excited to see it. Excited to see how they play it. A little more wooded this time around. Should be interesting.
Shout out Hampton Inn & Suites for helping sponsor this coverage and this stay. So we saw Silas pop off feature card there. 1083 rated round. Luke Taylor right behind him, though. I think this is the first time we've ever filmed Jake Monn. And we have Jonathan Borzick, Team Gateway, rounding out our lead card here. A couple names on chase card, sitting at third as well, so tight field. We're going to move into hole one, par 3, 314 feet. Pretty tight gap you have to hit off the first shot, and then the basket's going to be tucked on the left on this hillside, severely uphill.
Yeah, a bit of a distance check as well as a angle control check here. We know Silas has the distance.
Yeah, this River's Edge course, like you said, a little more wooded, a little more technical with your shots. Still got to hit your angles, though, like you said on this first one.
And that looks like you used all of the ceiling. That looks great.
All right, he just...
What a
All right,
skip.
starting where he left off, round one.
This is not an easy hole to park. I think most players are happy with anything inside the circle.
Yeah, more often than not, I feel like you're ending up right at circle's edge. Luke Taylor's been playing this event for some time. This one's looking pretty good.
Yeah, a little lower. Didn't really have the time or the height to get farther left. But he gets pin high. I love the putt at it.
We have Jake Monn. We're pretty familiar with filming his little brother, Ryan. A lot of the youth PDJ major events over the past year, back in 2024. So cool to see his older brother on our lead card. This, too low.
Yeah. Sort of the same as Luke. Got a little less turn on it maybe than Luke did, so it doesn't get as far up the hill. But, you know, he's looking at the basket.
John rounding out this lead card.
Oh, yeah, he got the height on that. And that's...
Well inside the circle. Look at that.
Yeah. That is a great shot for someone with normal human distance.
Ooh. Good bid there from Jake. Luke just outside.
Yeah, just off to the left of the basket there.
Oh, no.
That's tough. If you put it inside the circle on this one, you really want it. This is one of the tougher holes on the course.
PJ, it's actually the toughest hole. This was the hardest. Came in .21 over par. We only saw 14 birdies on the day, so Silas was one of those.
Makes sense. All right, hole 2, 671 feet, par 4. Huge downhill shot. Out of bounds parking lot to the right, and everything to the left is free game. You can just check out your drive, let it fade to the left, and approach the green on that hillside there.
Yeah. Leaking out on the left here is completely fine. I mean, that's an absolute crush. But
Yeah,
if you're a little shorter and a little more left near that building, you're usually still in a decent spot for the birdie.
Yeah, it helps that there's like no trees right where you want to land, off to the left.
Right, yeah, I mean, that right there. Textbook shot there from Luke. We were all afraid that was heading right for that light pole there. Looks like it fades out in time.
Yeah, no problem from Jake. That seemed like it came out a little bit early, maybe. And it fades a little early, but honestly, even there, that's not too bad.
He's going to hit a little bit of a smaller window for this hyzer shot, and he does just that, putting it inside the circle.
Great shot.
Yeah, John with the birdie look. And this is kind of a misthrow here.
Yeah, a little high, maybe a little fluffed.
Yeah, right out of the hand. He did not like that. He's going to have to make a putt for his birdie. And if you execute your first shot, this second shot is very easy.
Yeah, I mean, Luke messed up his second shot, and he's still well inside the circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, the height on that, just a little difficult to get it all the way up.
John from circle's edge, count it. Gets himself on the scoreboard.
Yeah, nice little putting bounce back from hole one.
Silas 2 for 2. So this was the fourth hardest hole, or fourth easiest hole. My apologies. More than half a stroke under par, so Luke missing out on the party on that one. All right, we're going to get in the woods a little bit. Hole 3, 320-foot shot. Nice straight shot with a bend here to the right, so you're going to see some flare skips, probably some forehands out of these guys. Just got to hit the late gap and get it to the right.
Oh, and a perfect flex through the gap. Ends up skipping a bit long there.
Silas says at the end of the round, hey guys, the biggest highlight of the day was my forehand on 3, by the way. So relish that moment because you don't see those often.
Yeah, he's got a lot of power on his forehand, but definitely prefers throwing backhand. Jake kind of getting sneaky through there. Also ends up inside the circle.
Nice and high from John. This should land right under the basket.
Oh, yeah. That's a great shot. I mean, hitting this gap late into the flight on a flex line is tough by itself, but getting the distance control perfect and everything, like that had no chance of skipping long or anything. That was a great shot.
This is looking pretty tasty from Luke as well, and yeah, just outside bullseye.
And Silas's putting has also, picked up right from the last round.
And that's why he keeps separating himself from the card here.
Ooh. I don't think we'll see too much of that today. Total airball inside the circle. Let's see if he can get the comebacker.
Got it in.
Yeah.
Counted as a 3. So this was actually the third hardest hole. Kind of surprises me.
I mean, it is quite a late gap to hit.
Mm-hmm.
If you miss that, you're edge of circle 2 maybe a little shorter. It's tough to birdie.
Yeah, 60% getting par here. So
TeamDiscraft.com all the team favorites on one site.
Hole 4, 276 feet, par 3. Throwing down this tunnel into this interesting green with 2 mounds on either side of the basket, covered in trees, but if you make it to those trees, you'll have a putt.
Yeah, this one I feel like you just need to throw it straight, get right to those trees. This is looking excellent from Silas. He's going to add another birdie to this already filled out scorecard.
And this kind of seems to be the play on the hole. Throw a slightly flippy putter, maybe just straight putter, down the tunnel, and get whatever reactions you get off those hills and trees. A forehand fading into the hillside, that also works.
Yeah. As long as it hits at the right angle, it should stop it up just like it did.
Yeah. Honestly, if he had pushed that forehand a little too long and nicked those trees, like that, you still have a putt.
That's going to be a tricky one there for Luke. It's going to be tough. He might have to putt through those trees and kind of up over that hill.
Yeah, we'll see what sort of look he has there. And Jake kind of getting a better reaction than Luke did, trickling down past the trees.
Yeah, he could barely even see the basket here.
Oh. That was pretty brutal. That was low left side. A lot of times those stick. A nice putt from Jake. He's back on track on the putting green.
You're kind of just playing a birdie par game. That's 3 in a row for John. And
could have easily been 4.
Yeah, quickly settling in.
Yeah, he's caught up with Luke now.
All right, that's going to bring us into a touchy hole 5. 236 feet. Very tight gap here. Then you have the OB on the left side. And then the basket pitched up on this hill. And then the tree on the right just really creates a low ceiling as Silas knew right out of the hand, threw that right into the ground. Still has a putt, though. I mean, if he wants. But
yeah, if he wants to run it from there. And this is kind of the play I was looking at, just a forehand straight through the gap.
Try to hit the hillside and put yourself in the circle.
Yeah, kind of feels like a scramble shot off the tee. All these branches in a tight gap. Ooh, Jake hitting early. Yep, there's that forehand straight at it again. Nice shot from Luke.
It's a well-executed shot there. He's got about 20 feet for his par.
Not too bad. Silas giving it a run.
Oh.
Oh, he's not looking for pars today.
No.
This is the easier course of the two, and John, now he's
filling out his scorecard.
Yeah.
John trying to make a name for himself and get up to Silas's level. He's got 4 strokes between him now. So that's a good par save there for Jake after hitting early.
And Luke with a nice birdie there.
As we saw 49% of the field grab the birdie. It's a middle of the pack hole, so.
Yeah, you can definitely get into trouble on this one on the putting green with the hillside. But generally pretty easy. Hole 6, 482 feet, par 4. This one, you're throwing it up the hill. If you got a lot of distance, you want to land at those trees there, give yourself an eagle look. Pretty straightforward. Just hit the gap and get under the basket on your second one.
The mortal shot here where you can just kind of up on the bottom of the hill, it's a blind second shot, so you don't see the basket.
But being off to the left over there is good because then you can just throw around the trees pretty easily.
There's Luke going for the basket and getting caught up pretty late. Doesn't make full flight.
Yeah, if he misses those branches, he's definitely got close to a circle one look. He had some distance left in that. Silas getting a little bit closer than Luke.
Jeez.
Yeah, we got 2 long eagle looks for it now.
Not enough turn on this one from Jake, but he's going to be a little higher up on the hillside. He might be able to see the basket that high up.
Yeah, it should be a little pitch forehand for him.
Yep. Sets up good there for John. Should add another birdie to his round.
Same with Jake. Now let's see if Luke can make this eagle here.
Oh.
Perfect line. Oh, off the cage.
Catching metal for eagle. So this was the easiest hole as expected. We only saw 1 eagle on the day, though. Elijah Ryder Brandt, the only deuce.
Shout out New Hampshire.
Borzick just laying down a heater here. I mean, 5 through 6 with a missed putt on 1, which is the hardest hole, is basically a dream start.
Yeah.
Here on moving day.
At Discraft, we don't wait to see what the future holds. We build it. The future is in your hands.
All right, moving into hole 7. A touchy par 3, 272 feet. It's going to fade off to the right here. There is OB to the road to the left, I believe. It's one you kind of just throw at the trees, let it fade.
Ooh.
Get yourself to the edge of circle. I mean, that right there, honestly, isn't that bad. It's a pretty short hole. He's in circle 2.
Yeah, kind of tough to run that because of the OB behind the basket, but
Wow. You are on
not too
fire.
bad. But Luke definitely hits early. He's going to have a tougher time getting his par. And that's
That's about what you would expect, I think. You kind of turn one over and try to get right to the edge of circle. Anything closer is a win, as it looks like Jake should do just that.
wow.
Yeah.
Uses all of the ceiling, misses whatever John ended up hitting.
He went over those trees, pretty tricky approach, and still has some meat on the bone for his par save.
Yeah, he definitely, it looked like he pulled that a little wider than he wanted out of the hand. And John does give it a run, even with the OB. It was a pretty safe, controlled run, but
Yeah, caught metal. Count it, baby. 6 through 7 now for Silas. Reaching 20 under par. Not even halfway through this tournament.
oh, Luke once again just catching a lot of metal, but not getting it to stick.
Jake's putter is feeling good now, making his putts.
Yeah, looking good. Great drive, by the way. That
Yeah, to get past the basket there.
it's a really awkward shot off the tee, so
This was the second hardest hole, actually.
I'd believe it.
Yeah, good variety of scores. 30 birdie, 48 par. The rest bogey or worse.
All right, hole 8, 242 feet, par 3. Another awkward par 3 here. It's kind of like immediately right to left, and then you have to slow down before you go out over the hill into the bushes. Silas getting this low on.
Scoot it on up. Whoa. That was hovercrafting right in. I don't even know if that even like was on the ground or
Yeah, it
an
did
inch
skip
off
off
the ground. Okay.
It did skip off the ground a little bit.
That was like very disorienting.
Oh. Tough gap to hit. Honestly, with the forehand or the backhand.
Yeah, I really like this hole. It really makes you have to throw a tricky, touchy shot and hit this hillside here.
And so we get forehand from John and Luke. That one kind of kept over. It kept turning to the left in the air. Whereas John's hit the ground and rolled a little bit as we saw to the top of the hill.
That's a fantastic recovery for Jake. He's going to be in the circle, putting for par.
John with a nice birdie there. Hitting that putt. Pretty important. You really don't want to miss putts on the screen.
Luke from one knee, good bounce back. Ooh, wow.
Yeah, pretty awkward putt. You know, for a tall guy like him, putting.
Severely down like that, yeah.
Yeah. Like, this might be actually a little less awkward than Jake's putt. From a knee in some bushes. But at least it's relatively level.
3 in a row for the man. So we're going to move into hole 9. This is probably my favorite hole on the course. Par 4, 551. We're going to have a slight bend here to the right. Really aggressive righty backhand shots can get about where the drone is now, maybe even an eagle look. But aside from that, you just dissect the hole into two 275-foot shots, basically. But this sets up for the righty turnover.
Yeah, one little
So
branch.
good. Yeah.
Way down there, maybe 100-foot look. Easy birdie. John just barely catching that branch. But should also be fine from there.
Yeah, like as a lefty, I just don't know if the backhand would get me there. Not that I throw that far anyway to get there, but in terms of flight patterns, you need something like this.
Yeah, Luke's getting there. That's maybe edge of circle 2, 70 feet. Let's take another look. He releases it flat, maybe slight hyzer with something flippy.
Really high, too.
Yeah,
Really push the full flight.
able to avoid the branch that John hit. Just hits nothing. All the way down there. Great shot from Luke. Jake taking a less aggressive route, purposefully throwing lower.
Yeah, that's kind of what most shots are going to be like on this hole.
Yeah.
You just want to miss those trees, get right to that bend.
John didn't get the turn on that he wanted. I think he was trying to go to the right of that tree. Gets a little lucky. Fades off to the left, and he still has a look.
Yeah, edge of circle 2. Jake able to go to the right side gap and actually shoots past the basket.
Yeah. Should be fine with how he's putting now. Still inside the circle.
All right.
He kind of turns over that putt, gets through everything. With how he's putting, it shouldn't be a problem. He was definitely trying to give that a run, looks like.
Oh.
I think Luke said nice layup or something like that.
Yeah.
He was not super pleased with that effort. Oh, and another one. Splashing out for John.
Yeah, you have a drive like that, you want to at least give it like a good bid. Keep it up chain high, so.
Oh. Jake actually hitting the band there.
Well, this one saw 0 eagles. It was the 4th hardest hole. But I don't think that matters for some of these guys here. Grabbing the easy 3.
Yeah, I don't think at the end of the day they'll be too upset with a birdie on their scorecard.
No. It's PJ, that's going to be halfway through this tournament. Halfway through moving day. River's Edge course. Beautiful track. A lot of technical shots as we look at these scorecards filled out with some green. Just that one little blemish there from Luke.
Yeah, an 8 under from Silas on the front 9. Just insane.
Yeah, absolutely ludicrous. Is Evan Scott making a push from a lower card? Nicholas Gill 13 under. So these guys are definitely pushing the 13, 14 under to really put themselves in command for the final round. Shout out Hampton Inn and Suites sponsoring this coverage, and all of our Patreon supporters. Head over to patreon.com if you want to support us. Greatly appreciate it. We'll see you on the next one.